What it do? It's your boy O2 does the most. You know I'm back with another amazing podcast. Got my wife with me, Master Lin from Fortnite, guys. You know you've been watching. Welcome back to our podcast, Do the Most Gaming, and we got a new guest, guys. Big T, Teddy Bear. He's holding the mic for us. Appreciate you, Big T. That was a present from my brother. Well, actually, he didn't have any room, so I needed him because I couldn't hug one of these little baby pillows. But welcome back, guys. We are jumping into a very interesting topic. We're getting a little philosophical, so to speak, with gaming. And you clicked on the show for gaming sins, and you're like, have I committed a gaming sin? And we're going to kind of go base this off of, some would say, some religious aspects, but they kind of go hand in hand with gaming. So I'm going to start off by saying I'm an artist of many mediums. I'm a thriller fiction author. Links can be found down in the description of this video. Be sure to check them out. I write fast-paced thriller fiction. I'm sure that you guys would enjoy. And we're going to hop right into the gaming sins. First off, I want to ask my wife what she thinks. She hasn't seen anything I've wrote, anything I've researched, anything I've come up with anecdotally. But what do you think a gaming sin is?
I think it's going to be definitely committed against other gamers. So it could be like your attitude in gameplay. It could be just bad sportsmanship. I don't know. Those are the big things that stick out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you definitely hit a couple of them. We're going to start off with one that people know. It's biblical almost. Sloth. Being a sloth. What does being a sloth mean in the gaming world? Well, according to a little bit of research and some of, personal experience, quitting a game too early, giving up on a difficult challenge, or failing to prepare for a situation, just being utterly lazy, in essence, it being unhelpful, bad communication, or lack of communication. This could even include, and this could go into multiple things, but profanity. But this is going to leak into the next gaming sin is wrath, guys. Everybody's heard of the word wrath, like the wrath of God, the gaming gods. But us gamers are susceptible to it, especially in online gaming. So you play the single player games, the God of War series. We're PlayStation people. The Uncharted series, even the Elder Scrolls out there, and all the other single player mainly games. You won't get the rage so much. But when you're playing against people, there's a lot of wrath. There's a lot of angry people out there. But some of the sins is like not just quitting the game. So this is expounding upon the slothfulness of people. Is rage quitting. You get mad you're losing in an NBA 2K game, or I don't know, you're playing FIFA or something. Your team's down, Madden. Your team's down. I'm quitting. And then you cuss everybody out and you get off. What? That's a gaming sin. Overly aggressive gameplay and language. So you could be overly aggressive. Some people, you might hop in say Fortnite, for instance. You might hop in a game with people and they're wanting to play passive and you're being aggressive towards them. They're dropping, you're having to revive them, you're getting upset with them. And getting angry at others. So wrath is a big gaming sin. I think we're all guilty of it. And I will, at the end of this episode, question my own self. I'm going to question my own self whether I am worthy of gaming paradise or gaming hell, guys. The next is one you wouldn't even think about as a gaming sin, but lust. Lust, guys, we've all heard the word, but how does that incorporate in the gaming world? Well, I can tell you, Fortnite is a great example. Hoarding items. So you drop down and you land and you're in a team of 2, 3, or 4 and you're opening all the chests up. You're hoarding all the ammo. You're grabbing all the weapons that everybody likes. You don't care. You don't consider others. Buying too many games without finishing them. A lot of people are guilty of this.
Overconsumption.
Overconsumption, The game developers like to push their games out, man, and sometimes they make them too big, and sometimes they push them out too fast. So, and sometimes that slothfulness comes back in. That comes into play too. You don't finish a game all the way through because something else draws your attention, or maybe it's too challenging, or there could be a million reasons. But having too many games, Plus, the consoles these days, unless you're buying the Pro or adding a terabyte storage on the back end, you can't literally have all the games on your gaming console all at once. You have to backlog some. So, lust is a part of it, or being obsessed and to a point that's unhealthy, obsessed with a certain part of the game. That could be, for instance, we play so much Fortnite, being obsessed with Fortnite skins. There are people out there that have uh, accounts that get appraised. I think what gamer was it? My brother was telling me. I forget, but there's this gamer that just his gear, his skins, the gear, all the things he has was appraised for $60,000. Guys, tell me that isn't a little crazy. Being obsessed is a gaming sin. Not to the point of being a fan. Fan and obsession are two different things. You know, you could put that, you could apply that to real life. You know, being a fan of something, you know, of an artist and being obsessed with them. That's another thing. One is admiring them from a distance, and another one's being at their front door or watching them from the bushes, so to speak. Another one, gluttony. We've heard of gluttony. Um, this involves trolling, man. There's a lot of trolls out there. There are people in the gaming world that just want to feed, literally feed off of your anger, your frustration, want to piss you off. And I don't think it's a good thing. And I do condone reporting people that are harassing, that are trolling, that are trying to even self-sabotaging game groups, especially playing online gameplay. Uh, Let me see what else I wrote for gluttony. They over focus on in-game items instead of enjoying the whole experience of the game. That goes back to Fortnite obsessing over skins, or uh, uh, you can bring it to anything. Somebody trying to run a game all the way through, trying to figure out every part of the game. You could take in as gluttony. You know, if you apply gluttony to a game like that, you know, gluttony is like the overindulgence of something. Which leads me into a big one, and I think we all can be guilty of this, is pride, guys. Pride. And how can pride apply? Bragging about your skills. Now, I like to think that I'm a very good Fortnite gamer, but I don't go around bragging and boasting like I'm the best Fortnite gamer. In fact, a couple episodes I've even said personally that I may not be the best Fortnite gamer, but if people will listen to me, we'll win more games. But pride is a big thing, bragging about your skill and putting others down. So there's an even harsher part of pride. Putting other players down online you're playing with, you may not even know, guys. You may not even know them. You don't know their background, their lifestyle, what they've been through, and you're putting them down. And I don't condone it, guys. We don't need any more gaming sins.
I think that's a big one, like especially with not even just being I'm so good, but instead putting other people down so that you look better and feel better. And
right.
I just think that's a big. I like that you hit that one.
Yeah, that's the thing. Somebody might not even be as good as they say they are, but by putting others down, it boosts them up. And I can't stand that in the gaming community, man. And overall, I would personally say, from my opinion, most gamers are good. We all have our faults. We all come from different backgrounds, but we're all there to have fun, right? Games are to help us escape. So I don't see the point in putting other people down when it's just a game at the end of the day, guys. It's just a game. And we have another gaming sin, guys. We're going down the list, man. It sounds, like I said, it's philosophical almost. Envy. Feeling jealous or being jealous over other players' in-game achievements or gear or, you know, things they've done in the game that you haven't yet achieved, which can lead to trolling and being angry and frustrating and putting others down and, you know, spreading negativity and sabotaging groups, online gameplay, um, and much, much more. And just the toxicity around games, especially Fortnite, guys. If you don't have a connected group of friends that you play with regularly, I suggest that I highly suggest you find a group of friends that you are reliably playing with, that you can trust, because hopping in just random groups, you take that risk every time you hop on with strangers. You really do. And I hate to say it, but you may run into some angels and you may run into some demons. um, Another thing I do not condone and are obvious sins. These shouldn't even be discussed. I mean, threatening players, hurtful comments, harassment, like I said earlier. Terrible things happen amidst the gaming community. But we're not just honing in on the gamers, man. We're going to talk just a little bit on the game developers' end and their sins. They have sin too, guys. The game developers, they're not free from sin. Greed, oh my God. And this strikes so true on Fortnite. And I'm not blaming them because it's a very good marketing strategy. But greed runs deep into a game. I'll give you an example. The new Skate game that came out, and we're going to dive into Fortnite too for a quick second after. But Skate, it's free to download. EA Sports, right? Everybody knows EA Sports. It's free to play, but to get other gear, to kind of get cooler stuff, you've got to drop 24, 25 bucks more if you want more stuff, So they offer that little free thing, kind of like Fortnite, but like Fortnite, there's all the skins. They're gonna find a skin that you want, guys, and they're gonna make you pay. You're gonna pay for it if you want it bad enough. Yeah, implementing excessive monetization, like microtransactions. Yeah, 2K is guilty of it too. NBA 2K, man, for the VC because it's hard to get it, but you can get it, earn it. I highly respect gamers for going out and earning their keep on a game instead of just paying to play, so to speak. The game developers love to do this, and I feel like it harms the player's experience ultimately and our pocketbooks during this time of inflation. I feel like the developers are robbing us ultimately. But we are giving into it, so we're partly guilty for feeding into it. They're also guilty of gluttony, guys. They fail to deliver on big promises a lot of times. Over features, updates, content, release dates, a lot of times stuff. Recently, Grand Theft Auto 6, it got pushed back to next year in February. It's supposed to come out this year. Look at that. They're not delivering, guys. They're not delivering. Slothfulness, so laziness on in-game design, unnecessary features, glitchy gameplay, guys. Game developers that don't put enough time into making sure a game runs, testing it before it hits the market for people. I know Fortnite's always doing updates, but they need people around the clock. If they're making that much money, they've got the money to pay people to make these games right, to do it right the first time. I mean, this is professionalism. And I think many game developers, not all of them, but many game developers are slacking on that, not patching up, parts of the game that are messing up, and just abandonment altogether. Another thing, wrath. Even developers sin with wrath. And I say that, and you're gonna be like, well, how is wrath? What are they doing to the gamers? It's not the gamers. It's the people they hire for the games, guys. Poor treatment. And I'm not going to read off the statistics because I don't want to get into this, at least in this episode, but there's poor treatment of employees of game developers. I even thought of going to school to work for Epic Games eventually. I'm not going to name the school, but once I read about some of the treatment of the employees and the hours they work, I was like, oh my God. I wouldn't do that for nothing now because of how they are treated. Do you have anything to put into this part of this section?
You're doing great.
Okay, so we're gonna for the third segment. We're gonna switch real quick and then hop into the fourth. We're gonna swing and turn the negativity of the sins of ourselves as gamers into something positive a little bit. Two things that are not gaming sins that come off the top of my head, and you guys leave in the comments what you think are not gaming sins, even though somebody might think they are. Now, what I have listed off already, I believe are gaming sins. If you think differently, please, please, please drop a comment and let's talk about it. I'm open for discussion. But the first one is switching loyalties to game companies or developers if they aren't delivering what you want out of a game. It's pure cut and simple. You see a preview of a game, you see a demo, whatever it may be, and they don't deliver or it's something happens, you have the right to play whatever you want as a gamer. That's a part of the gaming, being a gamer, man. There's so many games out there you get to pick. So that's not a sin. Another thing is, and this is going to be a little brash when it comes off, and it may sting a little bit, but calling people out on their bullshit. If somebody's harassing you, if somebody's talking shit, call them out for it. That is not a gaming sin. That is holding people accountable, and we should all be good gamers, man. And it doesn't just go beyond. It goes beyond performance in the gameplay. It is etiquette within the gaming community. So, jumping into the fourth part, which is trying to turn this into a positive podcast instead of just, oh, we are sinners. We're gaming sinners. The positive qualities and traits of a good gamer, and this all came straight out of my mind. Nothing was researched. Some of the qualities, man, helpful when playing online. So you've got you're in Fortnite with some gamers that aren't as good. You're able to help, inform them on updates if they ain't been playing, or helping them. You're able to compensate for their poor gameplay. That's a big thing. Effective communication, being able to communicate what's going on in game and what's going on other people's ends. You don't have to always get too personal, but you can always send a positive word to somebody, man. Positivity it is contagious, and it can be spread. Another thing, determination to win or see a game through no matter the outcome, win or lose. Trying to have a positive attitude during gameplay is a great trait and quality of a good gamer, man. Let's see if I have another one. And this one should be obvious, guys. Consistent, distinguished gameplay and etiquette in your gameplay and how you play and interact with other people within the gaming community and world. And another one, my final one that I came up with, was the ability to adapt to updates and new competition, because you don't know who's hopping on with you. You don't know what the next update's going to be for Fortnite. We do know Simpsons is on its way, but the ability to adapt. And as humans, we have done that through millennia. So why not on the gaming end? Do you have anything to add to that? And thoughts?
I think I like what you talked about with like encouraging. You can offer like constructive feedback to like help people get better, but also like when they make a good play, be that encourager and not just the you didn't do this right, you didn't do this right. That would definitely help, I think, in a lot of online gameplay.
Yeah, there's so many people, and I'm about to get into the last segment, but yeah, there's so many people that are like, yeah, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you could have done this, you could help me with that. Like, bro, chill, man. Like, it's not that serious.
Some people forget it's a game.
Yeah, some people forget it's a game, and there's constructive criticism versus beratement, beating people down over a game, man. It is ultimately a game, and people can get better. Give people time to learn a game instead of expecting I guess your perfection or yourself. You want a bunch of clones of yourself playing with you. If that's the case, talk to Elon Musk. No, I'm just playing. That was a joke. But so, question for me to end the segment is: have I committed gaming sins? And am I worthy of gaming paradise, so to speak, on this philosophical gaming podcast episode? I think a little bit of wrath comes out sometimes, especially when it's just me and my wife on close games. When we get to second place, and I'm like, we should have won that. I seen where we lost that, but then I usually come to terms and own up to I shouldn't have got so mad about that. I'd like to say I had it on my phone. In fact, because I actually text this in the middle of the night. This game, this topic I did actually came at 1:16 a.m. in the morning the other night. Let's see what I put. I get pissed when I lose, but I do come to terms with it. I do admit I'm wrong when I'm wrong, but sometimes I do expect the same. I'm guilty of that, expecting the same gameplay that I'm delivering, but I do think that I compensate for people, and I do try to help people out as much as possible, and I try to look out for other gamers, especially online gaming, like such as Fortnite. Um, Something that could be considered a gaming sin that I do. If I know a game good and I'm very good at it, like Fortnite, I do like to take the lead. I like to point out where we're gonna land. I do like that. Some people may see that as a sin. I see it as a win. But I don't necessarily do it in a negative light, but I can see how some people if I hopped in a game with somebody, some randos, and a lot of randos I play with are cool with it. They see that I'm confident, they see me running game, they follow along. But I can see how somebody could take that as, hey, he's a powerhead. But I don't think I am. I'm just very confident. Um, Another thing, I will let a game get under my skin sometimes. This is true with games that have puzzles in them. So you name like the Uncharted series.
Yep.
You'll go through a series of shooting and a cutscene, and then you'll climb some mountains and go through something. You'll run into a puzzle to get to the next part of the game, and next thing you know, I'll be playing it and trying to figure it out, turning idols around and touching stuff and moving lights, and I'm like, it won't work. So I go to Google, I go to YouTube and try to figure it out, and it's still not working. I have to have my wife help me or something. So I do let I'll let a game, and I'll sit on that game. I'll be slothful, so to speak, and let that stew for a while. Another thing, I never thought of this until that night. It was about a week ago when I came up with it. Should the game companies such as Sony, Microsoft come up with a rating system for gamers that you could rate another gamer? I don't know if this exists. I don't think it exists, but it should exist where you could rate a gamer based off like a 5-star rating of how they were. And like how are they to play with, and that show up on your profile when you play with other gamers. So, it's kind of like a motel or a hotel. You've
Like
got
your Uber
you've got the
driver.
5-star hotels and you've got the 1 and 2-star Roach motels. We need the Roach motels gamers to be exposed so that we know who we're gaming with. Because a lot of times you'll see the gamer tag and a voice, but that's all you're getting.
Yeah.
Think if you rode up to a hotel or a motel and you didn't see the rating online. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know what you're walking into. You may be walking into a beautiful place, a clean, nice environment to stay the night, and you may be sleeping with the roaches, guys. So, you want to add anything to that?
Well, no, I think that's a really good idea. I think because
Yeah,
so
for
often,
sure.
like, people are able to hide behind their screen, hide behind their controller, and they can do, act, and say whatever they want because there's no consequences. But if there was a rating system like that, I mean, you could even control I only want to play with people who have 4 and 5-star ratings. So if you're
Right.
sitting there with a 1 or 2-star rating, people don't want to play with you. So I think that's a good idea. Maybe you should write Sony.
Hey, Sony, I'm writing you a letter today. Promise, man. It has been a pleasure. It has been fun. I do think the rating system would be a great idea to incorporate. And yeah, there are so many keyboard warriors out there, man. They're real big behind a computer screen, but if we all met in person, they would shrivel up and disappear ultimately. But guys, I appreciate you guys for stopping by, watching our third podcast. We look forward to doing many more. Drop a comment down below of what you would like us to discuss. If there's a certain topic we haven't touched on yet that you would like to hear our view on, we would love to hear feedback from the community, specifically the gaming community. Anybody out there, we're here for you guys. We're open for discussion. You already know O2 does the most. Thank you, Master Len, for joining.
Always.
Thank you, Big T. That's his name now. Thank you, Big T, for holding the mic for us. We appreciate you. We will see you guys in the next Do the Most Gaming podcast. Appreciate you all. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Over and out.